Hello and welcome to Cars and Escapades, and this is the brand new Audi SQ5. The Audi SQ5 is a 3-litre, 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, petrol driven, supplying 260 kilowatts and 500 newton meters of torque. It has an 8-speed Tiptronic gearbox, and it'll do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 5.4 seconds. Just taking a walk around, this model has the 21-inch wheels and the very flash red disc brakes, and as we know that anything that's red works faster and better. There are LED headlights and a very nice Audi grille with the transverse barring and the SQ5 labelling. Personally, I think I probably would have blacked out the silver ring, but that's just me. Down here we have some imitation air intakes. I don't know quite why they do that. This is part of the traffic management system and the camera system, which has all-around camera viewing for the car. There is keyless entry. There's adaptive damper control and adaptive park assist. As you can see, the all-round visibility is very good. When looking in the rearview mirror, it's clear to see out the back window, unless of course you have a passenger sitting there in the middle of the seat, and that's the case in every car you'll ever see. The outside mirrors have heating, dimming and auto folding, also with curbside assist on the passenger side. The heating may not be that much use in the tropics, but nevertheless it's there for when you travel to a more southern climate. The rear view mirror is frameless and has auto dimming also. Door locking and seat memory is on the door. There's a nice bit of carbon fibre along here to make it look a bit swish, and everything is nice and soft. There's no hard plastic at all in here. Everything is stitched nicely with leather, and the mirror control naturally and window controls are down below. There is one little thing though about the windows. When we open the back window, it doesn't quite go right down. It just sits there, which is a bit unusual, and I can't think of a good reason for that. The tailgate opening is in the driver's door. The seats are of Napa leather, sport style, very, very comfortable, with this beautiful diamond stitching on the back. There's seat heating and of course electric adjustment in all directions, and you can even have a little bit of a lie down, but hopefully not while you're driving. In the back there's plenty of headroom, as you can see there. Although I'm not very tall, I'd be perfectly happy to sit in the back. But there is this rather large tunnel that the person in the middle, if using the middle seat, has to then straddle. And although the middle seat is not uncomfortable, it does mean that people either side might have to put their legs right together to let you fit in comfortably, particularly if they were adults. In the back here we have a 12-volt adapter and charging for mobile phones. Air conditioning controls for the back as well. There's a reading light for the back passengers and a grab handle as well, and also a hook to hang your clothes on if you really have to keep them nice and neat. And between the seats at the back is a nice armrest with cup holders. The tailgate can be opened by moving a foot below it, and similarly it can also be closed. The back is quite well lit with this little light here. There's a luggage shelf to cover things up when the tailgate is down. There's a couple of high-vis vests if you need to stop and direct traffic in the event of an accident or other unfortunate event. We have tethering points here, here and over here, and you can see the net provided for that. And underneath the floor, a spare of sorts and some toolkits, the jack, and the usual gizmos that you get in the back of a car. A very attractive and useful Audi cockpit style of instrumentation is evident. There's the adjustability of the information on the screen to whatever personal preference you might have. You can magnify and decrease the size of the map. We have wiper control here, and on the other side the indicators and cruise control down below. There's the 3-zone air conditioning which is on, and it's easily controllable with these buttons. To save the driver having to look at the screen, Drive Select can be acted by pressing this button here, and it appears up on the screen there. You can toggle from one to the other with the button down below here, and once you've selected the one that you want, you merely press the button and the map returns. There are shortcut buttons along here. This one is for switching the screen on and off if you perhaps don't wish it on at night time with nighttime driving. This one is the parking sensors. Sometimes they get a bit annoying in traffic when people are up close, so you like to switch them off. This is Park Assist, this is Traction Control Off, and this is Stop Start Off. All shortcuts which can be actually activated on the screen at the top as well through adjusting the menu and the dial. On the menu you can see at the moment there's map. We can have the Audi smartphone interface and the settings which are activated as so. We can go back to the menu and adjust to the map, navigation, the telephone, the media, radio, sound and car adjustments. There's a very nice finish on the car. There's nothing hard and plasticky. It's all soft and very comfortable. There's a nice bit of carbon fibre along the bottom here. The glove box is open just below the Quattro label. It's quite spacious, and inside there's facilities for a CD, SIM card and 2 SD drives. Under the buttons there's a nice little shelf perhaps to park the key, a USB, a 12-volt adapter, but it's not a real cigarette lighter, and the stop start button is just over here to the right. The trackpad is here, the selector button and menu and virtual mouse is there, and then there's the gear select lever. And one thing I forgot to say before, there are paddles up here for adjusting the gears attached to the steering wheel so they rotate. There's a phone charger, and under that there are 2 drink holders. And then quite a nice little storage bin here which also has another USB and an auxiliary plug in it as well. There's a neat little storage bin just to the right hand side of the driver for the driver's personal effects. The vanity mirror, which when opened automatically turns on the light above, and that's in the sun visor. The panoramic roof is controlled here, and this is the panoramic roof, now open. This adds to the feeling of open air travel with all the benefits of internal climate control. Finally, there's also a head-up display, and the sound system is from Bang & Olufsen. So now, let's go for a drive. Highway driving is extremely comfortable. The seats are easily adjustable for every driver's comfort. There's only one thing that I would add to them, and that is seat cooling. There is seat heating, but cooling comes as an option. I think that's a must in this part of the world, and I think that Audi could have easily included cooling as well as heating. The suspension easily deals with unevenness of the road and various potholes that can occur on long distance driving. SQ5 corners very easily, as there's an excellent grip on the road thanks to the all-wheel drive system of Audi. There's very little in the way of road noise that occurs, and if there is a little, the excellent stereo sound will delete all of that. The SQ5 has a turbocharged 3-litre V6 engine which supplies 350 horsepower and 350 newton meters of torque at around 1370 RPM. This is fed through a standard ZF 8-speed automatic gearbox and the Quattro all-wheel drive. The turbo engine is good for 0 to 100 in just under 5 seconds. One really interesting little feature of this car is that if you get out without your mobile phone, it'll tell you that you've left your mobile phone behind. I think that's wonderful. This is Traffic Jam Assist, which allows the driver to sit and relax while in a traffic jam. The car will speed up and slow down and also steer for the driver under the circumstances. It is necessary, however, for the driver to remain aware of what's going on in case attention is needed. So that's the Audi 5. Brilliant car, absolutely a delight to drive, and can almost go anywhere, although you probably wouldn't use it off-road, although we did that little bit on the dirt track beside the highway. But how is the Traffic Jam Assist? I mean, you can sit there, you could almost go to sleep with it. A great invention for people who get fed up when they're having to sit there in traffic. And although we don't have that very often where we're living, you know, it does tend to bother people quite a bit, having to sit there and, you know, put up with everything else. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing and tick on the little subscription bell to get notifications. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because the more likes we get, the more we like it. Thank you again. All the best for now. Cheerio.